Yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for those of you who are new, don't forget to subscribe down below if you do enjoy the video. But guys, for today's video, I'm sorry if you guys can't really see the excitement like in my face and like the way I talk and stuff, but it's super early. I tried to wake up early because I know this is going to be a very long install, so it's like super early right now, but I'm super excited to see how this turns out because I've been wanting to lower the car. I did want to go with something more like the adjustable springs. I know KW has some, so I kind of wanted to go for that, but even those are a little over my budget and I can't get those at the moment. But I found a super good deal on some used, yes guys, my car is going to be made of used parts, but I found some really good condition used H&R lowering springs. After reading some reviews online and stuff, a lot of people have been happy with the results of the H&R springs, so I'm gonna go ahead and do them on my car, and hopefully we see a really nice change. Because if you guys have seen previous videos, you guys know that the rear looks pretty nice as of right now, but the front does need to go lower a little bit, and I think the H&Rs will lower it about an inch, and I think just over half an inch in the back. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and install these and see how much of a difference it makes. I am gonna need spacers after. I already do, but before I got the spacers and stuff like that, I wanted to lower the car. I wanted to wait until I lower it so I can see exactly like what size spacers and stuff to get. So yeah, anyways, this is how the car sits at the moment. The rear does not look bad at all, but the front is a little bit high, so hopefully these springs do take care of this. If you guys come over here to the rear, you guys can see the rear does not look bad at all. So yeah, like I said before, it is gonna need spacers, but nonetheless guys, we're gonna lower it today and see how much better it looks. Now these little things right here, guys, my girl just bought these for me off of Amazon. Has a little M on it. I think it looks super cool. Nice little touch, instead of just having it like with nothing on there like this, or with just like a regular plastic black valve stem cap. I think this gives it a nice little touch. I'll have these down below in case you guys want to pick them up. But anyways, back to the actual video. I'm gonna go ahead and start the install, guys. I actually found no type of videos online on how to like replace these springs on the M5. I saw a couple on regular 5 Series, but I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same on the M5. And I couldn't find any on 5 Series or M5s that have the EDC, and mine has the EDC. So we're going to see how that goes. I know there is a few extra steps there's going to be with it, since it does have like the EDC, and you have to like disconnect the harness and stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and see, guys. Hopefully it isn't too hard, but yeah, let's just go ahead and get straight into the install. Oh, there we go. So you guys can actually see that it's on the stock suspension right here. You can see the black spring, but let's just go ahead and get straight into it, guys. So there's a few things you have to remove, one of them being this link bolt right here, and then you will also have to remove the bolt on the bottom of the actual strut, and then these two bolts right here, one of them being right there, another one being right there. So you're gonna have to put something right here and then something over here in the engine bay to take it off. So yeah, let me show you guys the bottom bolt real quick. So if you come down here, this is the bolt that has to come off as well. So I'll tell you guys all the sizes throughout the actual process. Like I said, this is my first time doing it, so I still don't know exactly how to do everything, but from like some videos that I've seen online, for the most part this is what you have to do, and then I'll kind of figure out what the whole EDC part is, and I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take these off real quick, and then once you get all that off, you also have to take off these 3 bolts right here, which are for the actual struts. And you guys can see, like right here, if I go ahead and peel this up, this right here is actually part of the EDC. So I'm pretty sure it just goes connected somewhere here. I'll go ahead and figure it out and let you guys know exactly how it is, but for the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and take off some of these things in here. So this end link nut right here that we're about to take off is an 18mm, as you guys can see right here, hopefully. I am waiting on an adapter real quick because the impact that I have is a 1/2 inch and all of my sockets are 3/8. So I'm waiting on an adapter so I can put it on the impact to make it a 3/8. But yeah, meanwhile I'll be using my ratchets. Alright, so we got this one off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the bottom nut next. Hopefully that one's not too hard. But yeah, let me go ahead and take that one off real quick. Alright guys, for this bottom one right here, I think I saw somewhere online that it was a 21mm, but I'll be using a 13/16. It works just as good, so maybe either one will work. So I'll be using this to take it off. Ooh. Alright, so you guys can see that I actually took it off. For this side, I used an 18mm to hold it while I kept taking off the other side. And as you guys can see, I got the adapter for the impact, so it'll be a little bit easier now. But yeah, I can probably just bang this out now. And then we can go ahead and get started up here. What I've seen some people do from the videos, you know, I said I saw some 5 series videos. What they would do is actually remove the 3 bolts on top of the strut. That way you can actually move this like a little bit, which would give a little more room to actually take off that bolt over here and this one over here. So I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I am gonna take them off from up here, these 3, but before I do that, I do want to disconnect this thing wherever it actually goes. Looking at these right here, it looks like it's gonna be an E12. I don't know if you guys can really see that, E12. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all 3 of these off real quick, and then we'll go to the bottom and see if it's a little easier to take off those other 2 bolts. So to actually take off the end link, we had to kind of lift the suspension up a little bit, and then we kind of had to bang out the end link. As far as that, now this thing's kind of loose, but to get this bolt over here, you do have to hold the other side, which is kind of under the intake. So I do have to take off both intakes, because I'm gonna have to take off the one over here as well. But to actually do this, you're gonna have to take off this T30 right here. I would take off this clamp right here, which is gonna be, you can use a 6mm, or you can just use a flathead and then just take off the connection. It should all just go straight up, and then you can get that out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll get back to you guys once we actually take off those nuts over there. So we took off the intake. Now as you guys can see, that nut right there, the bolt for it is gonna be right here. It's gonna be the same thing on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna take these off real quick. I'll let you guys know what size it is after, and then after that we'll go ahead and take off the other side, which will probably be the same size. So yeah, I'm gonna take both of these off. This will free this thing right here, and will give us enough space to actually take off the strut. So stay tuned, guys. So I took we took the bolts off these off. What that let me do is actually pull this whole thing back. You guys can see this is all pulled back. I will take these wires off right now just so it won't be any tension on there. But after that, I kind of just twisted this back like this, and then the actual strut was able to just come out super easily. You guys can see it's right here. The only thing is that I forgot to get the compressor, so I have to go to AutoZone real quick to get that, so we can swap out the springs. But besides that, this right here, the connector actually just disconnected by itself. It looks like the pins are in there really good still. So yeah, hopefully it's all good. You guys can see over here where it disconnected from. Let me see if I can focus it. It looks like it's just on there with like some little clips. It really just looks like it would come straight up. I just didn't want to risk anything, so I didn't do it, but it kind of came off by itself, and then I had disconnected from over here. But yeah, everything looks good. I just need to go to the store and get the spring compressor so we can actually install the springs. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that real quick, and then we can just go ahead and put everything back on. Just in case you guys wanted to know, the bolts that go over here, the same one, like the one that goes right here, were 16s. So yeah, just in case you guys wanted to know. But besides that, I'm just gonna go to the store and get the spring compressor, and then I'll be back to finish the job. Alright guys, so we got the spring compressor from AutoZone. You guys can see them right here. I actually had to go back because I did not have a socket to fit the top nut on this strut tower. It's actually a 12.18 mil socket. You guys can see right here. That should fit perfect right there. So yeah, now what I can do is actually take this nut off. This thing will come off, and we can just take off the spring, and then put the H&R spring, put everything back together exactly how we took it off, and then we can move on to the other side. So yeah, I'm gonna do this real quick, put everything back on, and then I'll get back to you guys once we're done, basically. So stay tuned, guys. What we had to do is basically this whole thing was moving together, so we had to use some vice grips to hold the actual, you can see right there how we're holding it. That made it so that this doesn't move, so we were able to take the nut off now. So if you go ahead and take it off like so, this whole thing comes off already. Now we can decompress this and then put on the H&R springs. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick and show you guys what those look like. So here you guys can see the before and after of the springs. This is the stock one, this is the H&R. It's not a lot smaller, but it is a lot more like springy, so it should compress a little bit more once it's on the car, as opposed to this one, because this one's pretty stiff. And yeah, so these are the fronts, that one's the back, that one's the front. Yeah, so we're gonna put everything back on here onto the strut, and then we're gonna put everything back onto the car, and then we'll go ahead and do the back. I'll show you guys how to do that, and then we'll do the other side off camera. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this, put everything back in the car, and then we'll get back to you guys once we're done. So we decided that before we drop the front, we want to kind of see what the whole side would look like at the same time. So we're gonna do this rear first, and then after that we'll do the whole other side off the camera, so you guys won't have to see all that. Maybe time lapse, but we'll see, because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a pretty long video, because I'm trying to be a little in depth with what I'm doing. But basically down here I'm gonna have to take off this bolt right here, you guys can see right there, which basically holds the struts from the bottom. And then the 3 top bolts, these are actually inside the car, so those 3 bolts are actually going to be in here under this speaker cover right here. So we're gonna do all that after. I think I'm gonna take off this bolt right here, and then we'll do that one after. If there's anything else I have to take off, I'll let you guys know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take this bolt off. It is a 21mm, I believe, same as the front. And yeah, so I'm gonna take this off real quick. Okay guys, so my fault, it's actually an 18mm, the bolt down here is not a 21, and you are definitely gonna need a breaker bar to take it off, because it will not come off with a regular ratchet. But yeah, it was actually really easy with the breaker bar though. So just so you guys can know, it was an 18mm, and then definitely use a breaker bar. I'm probably gonna fold the seat down so I don't get like the leather dirty and stuff, but we're gonna go ahead and come up here, and we have to take off the speaker cover, and then take off the speaker, and then we'll see the lug bolts from under there. So yeah, so we got the speaker cover off, as you guys can see right here. Excuse the pink blinker, guys, but this was just held on by clips. I used a regular pry tool to take it off. These look like they're gonna be maybe like a T25-ish, T27, so we're gonna take these off real quick. So as you guys can see, we took off the speaker. It was just 3 T25 bolts. Now I kind of just left it hanging because I don't really want to disconnect it, because it's kind of hard and I just don't want to deal with it. So you guys can see inside there's like a little cover. Should just be able to pull this off. Okay guys, so in the video that I saw, people would just pull this out as if it would come out, but you actually have to rip it. You guys don't have to, you don't want to, I don't know, but there's really no way to get to the bolt unless you take this off, and you can't even put it to the side. So I just ripped it. You can always just put it back on. It's not like it's gonna rattle or anything. So that's that. Now you guys can actually see the 3 bolts right here and the electric dampening control. It looks like this one's actually attached to the strut. It's not connected, it's actually like attached to it. So I'm gonna have to find out where exactly this wire goes to, so I can disconnect it from the harness. So I guess that's the extra steps that people were talking about on these EDC equipped cars. So I'm gonna go ahead and find out exactly what I have to take off to get to the harness, and then I'll get back to you guys once I'm done with that. Like I was saying, the harness on top kind of just goes that way. It doesn't, you can't really see. So what we did is we took off this piece right here, which is that one. It's right here. So what I did is I just pulled up from the bottom. It goes clipped in like right here, and then I pulled up from the top, which goes clipped in right there with this right here. If it gets stuck, you just got to push it in and pull out. And then you guys can see the cable right here. So what's gonna happen here is that when I pull it from the top, this is gonna go out. So what we did, so that we'll be able to get the harness over here again, is we attach a fishing string. You guys can see right here. So we're gonna pull it off, and then obviously it's gonna pull the fishing string that way, and we're gonna attempt to put it back on once we actually like put the strut back on, and hopefully the fishing string will help to like guide the harness back over here. So that's what we did. Hopefully it works. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take off the 3 bolts on top, You guys can see right there. So it looks like this control arm is going to be in the way from taking off the strut. So I took off this bolt right here. I used a 1316 socket. Looks like we're gonna have to take off this little clips right here and possibly take it off from the other side as well to remove the whole thing. Not too sure yet, but I will continue and let you guys know how it goes. But yeah, so far I took off the bolt right here, the nut I mean, and then I'm gonna have to take off these clips right here, and we'll see what else has to come off. Alright guys, change of plans once again. So to actually take this off, we need to take off like the whole caliper, and I did not want to do all that. So what we did is we kind of pushed this down enough to pull the struts over the axle, as you guys can see right here. Before it was on, sorry for the lighting guys, but before it was on this side, now it's over here on this side. So now that it's on this side, what we have to do is take off this control arm, and this one will be free, so you don't have to take off anything else like the caliper. So yeah, I'm gonna just take off this control arm real quick, and then we can be able to take off the actual strut. So I got the rear strut here. We put on the H&R spring already. You guys can see the difference. Well, you can't really see the difference anymore, but this is the stock one, and that's the H&R. So if you guys see right here, the actual wire on this side on the back is stuck to the like middle piece. This one actually doesn't disconnect, so we had to do something a little bootlegged. So we actually have no idea what kind of socket would fit here with this like connection. So what we did is we just fit the connection through the socket. We're using pliers to actually take it off and put it back on. So that's what we're doing, and then we're using this to actually hold the middle part because it spins at the same time. So yeah, just so you guys can see and so you guys can know. Anyways guys, this is a budget build, so we got to do budget bootlegged stuff. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. Just wanted to let you guys know. But this is on now, so we're just gonna go ahead and put everything back on exactly how we took it off, and then we can move on to the other side. So yeah, just showing you guys this. All right guys, it's time to lower this side now and see how it looks. So my brother's gonna go ahead and put the car down, and we'll see how much it drops it. Even though this is not like the exact height, because the car still needs to like settle in with the new springs. But about to get a little estimate. Nah, this is definitely not how it's gonna sit. No, it definitely still needs to settle down, because the rear was even lower before. So this is just how it looks as of right now. The front's even higher than it was before as of right now, but I think I'm gonna have to drive it and let it settle down.
Once we pick up the other side and this drops, it's gonna settle.
We'll see how it looks guys. Give us a couple more hours so we can finish the other side. Yo, what is going on you guys? So I want to say it's been about probably over a week since the install and everything of the springs. So we ran into some troubles. Basically, you guys saw what I recorded. We basically did this whole side over here. We finished this one and that one. We recorded all that for you guys, and then it was time to move on to the other side. So what happened that day is this side was, one of the lugs on this side was stripped. You guys can see I'm actually missing one right there. So I decided to actually just give it up that day. It was getting dark outside. I didn't want to finish it and then put everything down and then not even be able to show you guys what it looks like. So I gave it up that day. You guys can actually see it actually got a little scratched right here, unfortunately. So what I did is the next day I went to the AutoZone. I picked up a few of the bolt extractor thingies. I was able to get this one off, and then we did this spring, and then it was time to move on to the back. And again, one of the lugs was stripped, and as you guys can see, this wheel actually got a little messed up because I don't know what the heck they did with this lug. I had never taken my wheels out before since I got the car, so this has something to do with the previous owner. But you guys can see this wheel actually got a little bit messed up. It got a little dinged up right here, and then what we actually had to do to take this off is I had to take it to somebody to actually torch the lug bolt. That actually just melted it, and we were able to pull the wheel off. So unfortunately, that's what I had to do to actually like get this thing done. Whether I wanted to do the springs or not, like this is something that had to be done because obviously the wheels need to come off at some point. So yeah, that's what happened guys. You can see it looks kind of ugly in here. Some of this like around here is actually like glue, because what he did is he put duct tape just like to try to not like damage the wheel too much. So like some of the glue is left over, so I might actually take it off in a bit and try to take some of that off. But yeah, that's what it looks like as of right now, guys. So it's been maybe like a week since I installed the springs, and honestly guys, I was hoping for the car to be a little bit lower with the springs. I honestly don't see too much difference. Maybe once I look back at the footage and see like how it looked before and right now, there might be some difference, but I honestly don't see like that much difference. I was hoping to see a little bit more difference after doing the springs. This is what the back looks like right there. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of think the back even got raised a bit, but I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping. But that's that side. This is the driver's side. It even looks higher over here. It might just be, well, like how the car's parked, but right there. This is the passenger side right here, and this side looks lower. So yeah, it might just be like how the car is parked right now, but that's what it looks like, guys. The car did not lower as much as I wanted to, unfortunately, but that's just kind of like how it has to be. I don't really feel like dealing with replacing the springs again as of right now, so I'll probably leave the H&Rs on there for a bit. The car does feel cool though, driving wise. I think it feels pretty much the same. One thing I was thinking of doing to fill up this gap a little bit is getting thicker tires. Probably not as of right now because my tires are still pretty good, but I'm currently running 265 35 20. I was thinking of bumping these up to like 40s, and then the backs are 295 30 20. So I was thinking of, when these go out, maybe going for like 305s 35 20. So yeah, that should fill in the gap a little bit better. For the front as well, maybe. So that's probably what I'm gonna do once these tires need to be replaced. One other thing, guys, the car does need spacers, so if you guys can actually help me out on what size spacers you guys think I should get, because honestly, looking at the forums, I see a lot of like M5s getting different types of spacers. I've seen people say 10 all around, I've seen people say 12 all around, I've seen 15 in the back and 10 in the front, and I've seen 15 in the front and 10 in the back. So I don't know, I'm not too sure what exactly to go with, but if you guys have any idea, or if you guys have an M5 yourselves and you put spacers on it already, I for the most part just want it flush. I don't really want it to be poking out a lot more than the fenders and the quarter panel right there. So yeah, just let me know what you guys think, guys. Let me know what kind of spacers you guys think I should put on here, and yeah, I don't think it makes a difference if it's a competition or not. I'm pretty sure it'll be the same thing, but yeah, let me know, guys. That's how I was looking right now. It honestly doesn't look too bad. I was just hoping the fender gap would be a little bit smaller than what it is right now. But like I was saying, maybe some thicker tires can help to fill that up. And honestly, it doesn't hurt to put 40s in the front. The front could use 35s, a thicker tire. And then I did want to bump it up to 305s because it's 295 right now. But yeah, like I said, that's gonna happen once these tires actually need replacing. They're still pretty good, so I don't have any plans of replacing them as of right now. Definitely want to get the spacers done though, since the wheels did get a little messed up, and the other side actually has a little bit of curb rash, which I got the car like that. You guys can see this little bit of curb rash like right there. This one has a pretty big dink right there, so I did plan on getting these done with bulletproof coating in the near future. But yeah, I just want to show you guys how the springs look like. Again, I was hoping for a little bit lower, but I mean, it's all good. We'll deal with that down the line. I'll probably keep the H&Rs for a bit, and then possibly maybe even going for the height adjustable springs, but we'll see. I don't really have too much money to be spending on all that stuff right now. I know this can go up to like $1,000, and I don't really have money to spend like that as of right now, but maybe down the line we'll be able to do something like that. As of now, guys, this is how it's sitting. Pretty happy with it either way. I hope you guys did like today's video, guys. If you did, please make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below, let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see on the channel. And with all that being said, guys, I hope you guys liked the video once again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.